Hi there, welcome back to Music Impossible. This is AP Music Theory. I'm Professor Jim. Today is just about doing a little bit of a review of all of the terms we've discovered so far with minor keys. There's a lot going on with minor keys. It's a little complicated in the sense that it's not just one type of scale like we have with major scale. So let's review some of these terms. We have relative. Now, a relative major or relative minor, these are scales that have the same notes, same pitches, and the same key signature, but different tonics. So we talk about a relative major or relative minor. For example, B flat major. B flat major has two flats, B flat and E flat, and its relative minor is G minor. The relative minor is always built on the sixth scale degree of its relative major. So these are scales that have the same pitches, same key signature, but different tonics. And that example I mentioned earlier, B flat would be the tonic in B flat major, G would be the tonic in G minor. Then we talked about parallel minors. This is essentially the same letter. So if I said G minor and G major, that would be the same tonic, but very different key signatures. G minor has two flats, G major has one sharp. They're as far apart as you can get. Then we talked about three different types of minor scales. A minor scale is a natural minor scale, is that scale degree 6 of the major scale. None of the notes change. So if we go to D major has two sharps. Its relative minor is B minor. And if you just used all of the same pitches as you do in D major for B minor, you would have the exact same notes: B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, A, and B. That's the natural minor. Two sharps, that's it. The tonics would change from D and D major to B and B minor, and we would just play up the D major scale, but starting on B instead. Now here's where things get a little tricky. We say take that same B minor scale. The seventh scale degree is now going to be raised in the natural minor. So you take the natural minor scale that we just talked about. When you get to that A, instead of an A natural, you're now going to have an A sharp. And so that A sharp would appear in the harmonic scale, both in the ascending and descending scales, going up and down respectively. And then we talked about the melodic minor scale. This one gets a little funky in that the 6th and 7th degrees are raised on the way up the scale, 6th and 7th scale degree. So in that B minor example, we would have G sharp and A sharp, and then back to B. But when we descend and we come back down that melodic minor scale, we lower those 6th and 7th scale degrees down a half step again, and it looks just like the natural minor on the way down. On the way up, we raise 6 and 7. On the way down, we're basically playing the natural minor on the way down. We also talked about the word pentachord. The pentachord, the first 5 notes of a scale. Pent meaning 5, like a pentagon, and chord meaning sound or tone. And so pentachord, the first 5 tones of the scale. And when we talk about the minors, one of the things that we pointed out was that no matter which minor we're talking about, natural, harmonic, or melodic, the first 5 notes are the same. It's only scales degrees 6th and 7th that alter depending on the scale. And the last term we talked about was scalar variance. And scalar variance is the idea that when we compose a piece of music or arrange a piece of music, we usually don't just stick to one type of minor. We're going in and out using raised 6th and 7th scale degrees sometimes, sometimes not. And we can flow in and out of all of these minors from beat to beat or note to note or measure to measure. It just relies on the creativity of the composer to come in and out of those as that person sees fit. You got to think of these minor scales not in the sense of just sort of strict, but these are tools in your tool belt that you can pull out and use at different times as creatively as you want to. Let's take a look for a second at an example of scalar variance. We're looking at an excerpt here from Romance for Violin and Piano in A minor by Rachmaninoff. A minor relative to C major, no sharps, no flats. About a third of the way through the piece, we see right here, this is raised 7th scale degree. The 6th and 7th scale degrees in A is going to be some version of F and G. And so the raised 7th scale degree here tells us that, well, we're dealing with some sort of maybe a harmonic minor, and we confirm that by this F natural here in the harmonic section of the right hand of the piano. We have a lowered 6th scale degree, or a regular 6th scale degree, diatonic if you will, and then raised 7th scale degree in the G sharp. Piece continues to go along. We have an F natural here again in the treble clef, and then we have a G natural right here in the melody, followed by an F natural, and then we have some more G sharps right here, some raised 7th scale degrees. Rachmaninoff does some interesting things here with a D sharp right there that is non-diatonic as well. But we're looking for these raised 6th and 7th scale degrees. We can even come down here. We see a G sharp here in the right hand again. We have F natural in the melody, G sharps down here in the harmony part. And so as you can see, and you can listen to this entire piece, there's another low G sharp right here in the right hand. So all the time, we're kind of moving in and out of G naturals, G sharps, F naturals are everywhere. If you want to watch this entire piece, you can go into the classroom section at Music Impossible and check out the entire video and look for those times where F natural and F sharp appear and G sharp appear. Let's take a listen to this little section. All right, just a short example there. Go ahead and listen to the whole thing. Go find your favorite minor piece of music, particularly in the classical period. Find some Mozart, find some Rachmaninoff, Beethoven. Moonlight Sonata would probably be a really, really good one for that, to take a look at how those different composers use scalar variance in their orchestrations and in their composing. All right, we'll see you next time. And we've got a big assignment here working on our minor scales. There's a worksheet, there's some assignments to do, and a quiz. Good luck with that. We'll see you at the next lesson.